everybody, and welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset, Week 7, Game 7. I'm with the head coach of the Oakland Patriots, Coach McDaniel. You've been in fall break, and you got a game tomorrow night, but talk to us a little bit about what you've been doing. You've been off almost 13 days, am I right? So you've been
correct.
off. So last week you were off, but you had to do school, so the kids didn't get out of sync. And then this week, everybody's gone, and you're practicing football. So, and you did talk on the radio show, I think, and say that you were going to work out, lift weights, and do some things that you needed to do and stuff. But I'd like to hear, just other than that, I'd like to hear about what you guys been doing this week.
Well, we, last week we practiced Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Gave them and the coaches Thursday and Friday off. Some time to get away, take the pads off for a few days and just unwind, and that was good. But obviously it's been unfortunate, but we, again, 3 years now that we've played on fall break, and that scheduling, contrary to what anybody else believes, it's obviously not what I want to do. I'd rather be on the beach during fall break or in the mountains or something, enjoying time with my daughter and my wife, but we've just not been able to work the schedule out. This year we had a week 6 open date. We tried to fill it with some Louisville teams, some Eastern Kentucky teams. I tried as many places as I couldn't find anybody to schedule the game with. And we were left with a week 7 opportunity with Baylor, and so that's what we were left with, and that's what we had to take. We came back in this week during fall break, which is not a good scenario for a number of reasons. Obviously that's the time when people would like to get away, and we've not been able to do that. But also dealing with some kids not being here because parents do take them, and
it's hard to hold them. You kind of say in or out. And
yeah,
it's a give take.
Yeah, it is. It's it's not like I said, it's not a perfect scenario, but it's hard from the standpoint that if they miss, they ain't going. You can't penalize a guy. Right.
Somewhere there's got to be a give in the bottle.
And the parents, I had several parents that said, well, we're going, we had this vacation planned or this, and I understand that, but life isn't fair, and this isn't fair, and you're going to be at practice if you're going to play for us. So,
well, I feel like you can go on vacation anytime, Coach. We won't get to do this once.
Yeah, so it's bad, it's bad all around, but I will say this, we've had a good week of practice. Our kids have been here and done what we've asked them to do. We're here from about 8 in the morning until about 8:40. We lift. We watch film till about 9:15. We go to practice field at 9:30, and we practice from 9:30 to 11:30. So we're lifting and running, watching film. It's about a 4-hour day in the morning, and trying to cram all this stuff in to get ready for Baylor and still give them enough time to where they feel like they're on somewhat of a fall break. But like I said, very proud of the way our kids have handled it. We've had a really good week of practice. I don't feel like there's been any lull at all, and hopefully, that we'll show that when we go and play. It's just between the preparation and then the environment. Last year we went to Ravenwood during fall break, and it was close friends and family. I mean, no cheerleaders. It's odd when you're on the field and there's nobody standing behind you screaming, and then you look up in the bleachers and you can basically count them pretty easily on the number of people that are there. But that's all right. That's not what we do it for. It's an opportunity for us to go and compete. And this, to be honest with you, I think our kids know this, and I know we'll talk about it more in a few minutes, but it's going to be a big challenge for us. They're extremely well coached, physical. I mean, they're solid in every phase, and so we'll have to be prepared to go play this game tomorrow night. It's a unique set of challenges, and I look forward to see how this football team handles it.
Well, it's Game 7. You got 6 under your belt. You're 6-0, and you're still moving along. There's another team across the way that's still doing their thing, and they're moving along. But let's not talk about them. I mean, right now, you're number 2.
Hey, everybody says that, man. That trips me out.
I
know you're not talking about everybody.
I'm making a known fact.
It doesn't matter. Like, we were at dinner the other night with some friends, and all the lady said was, "We can't wait for the Blackman game." And I'm like, we
play Baylor Friday.
We got Laverne. Blackman is one game, but anyway, everybody says that, and everybody says we don't want to talk about it right now, but but anyway,
we don't want to talk about but.
Yeah, but anyway, Baylor's coming off a huge win against McCallie, which McCallie's a very good football team. Had a great game with Siegel earlier in the year. Going to Chattanooga, playing on fall break, all those things.
But they've been in their regular week.
Yeah, they have been, and you know, I don't know. Macaulay Baylor is a huge rivalry. It's one of the biggest in the country probably, and that's a lot of momentum they're carrying into this game because they played really well. Got a big quarterback, 6'4", 6'5" kid. Got a tight end that's 6'4". Got an H-back that's 6'3". Got a tailback that's committed to Western Kentucky.
They're going to look big when they put on them pads.
Yeah, they got some great looking kids, and I know Coach Massey personally, and I know they're going to do a great job of coaching them up. Very smart kids, very disciplined. And then, you know, offensively, pretty balanced run pass. You've got to defend the quarterback and the tailback, and they've got a lot of weapons. And he's been doing it a long time. You know, he'll know where to attack bubbles and figure out where our weakness is or whatever that might be. You know, you want to say scheming or whatever. But he's going to be very sound offensively, and defensively they present a very unique challenge to us because they're a 3-3, they're a 3-5-3, a three-stack defense that you just don't see much anymore.
Why do people run it, Coach?
Well,
what's the advantage?
It stems from the old 5-3 defense that people ran that you can't run anymore because of all the spread personnel and of different groupings offensive that you get. You know, when I was at Riverdale and was under Coach Rankin for those years, this league, and I think Krager last week or recently had done an article about the offensive production in our league. A lot of that has to do with the schemes. I think, you know, not everybody, but most people are some version of the spread. And, you know, the game is geared more to our offense, whatever you want to say. It all trickles down from the NFL, college, all that. But all that being said, when we had our run at Riverdale, especially in the early 2000s where we had some really dominant defenses at that time, we were a 5-3, and the reason we could be a 5-3 is because everybody was 21 personnel. They ran offensively what we run. I mean, they're very vanilla. I line up, we're going to run these 4 or 5 plays, these play actions, and when we had those type of players that we had at that time, Dave Thomas, Chris Perkins,
they were animals.
John Beatty, we had a bunch of kids come through there at that time.
Eugene Gore.
Yeah, all those guys that we had, we could line up and just put 8 in the box and just, you know, you couldn't run it. And I think the 3-3 stemmed from that. I mean, a lot of people would give credit to Rich from Rodriguez when he was at West Virginia. Again, he had gone to the spread. He was one of the first people that really, I mean, he's not Hal Mummy, but I mean, he's one of the people that really started making the spread quarterback run stuff pretty famous. And they were running 3-3 at the time. It was a different look. A lot of that's because those 3 stack, the defensive linemen and the linebackers, it's hard to get to those second level linebackers. Baylor, they probably do it because they're I would say they feel like they're maybe undersized comparable to some of the other guys in Division II.
Right.
The Innsworth, NBA, BAs of the world. They play with more of your wrestler, fullback type guys on the D line. They're going to move them, and then they're going to let those 3 stack linebackers just run to the ball. It's not a great matchup for us schematically because that defense, all they've done is taken 2 defensive ends and put in two safeties so that they can defend the field as opposed to being a 5-3. But it's still schematically not good for what we do. Most people will say that if you're going to do what we do against the 3-3, then we're playing right into their hands. And that may be the case, but that's what we're going to do. We're not going to change what we are. We'll have to win the line of scrimmage, and I know that sounds redundant, but because that happens pretty much every week, you say that. But we have to be dominant on the front, and it'll be the same thing on our defensive front. We'll have to dominate their offensive line and try to make them one-dimensional, stop the run with 5 in the box, make them pass where we're dropping with 6 or 7 guys, and that's pretty simple, but that's what it is. So it's some unique challenges in a lot of different ways this week, but I'm excited about it. It's another chance to go out and play. It's hard to believe we're fixing to play our 7th game, and you know we're on the back end of the season. It just seems like it flies by, and but it'll be a great game Friday.
Red Raiders have a different surface. Have you had any concern with that? They are turf, and you know, it's not common around here to see. You know, our schools can't afford that type of stuff, and you know, is that going to propose any type of?
It probably should. I asked one of my coaches this morning early if we should be concerned or whatever, but we haven't thought about it. We've been on the practice and game field. obviously.
I know it's a turf toe
Yeah,
thing. That's
yeah.
the only thing. Am I right or wrong?
No, yeah, there is some surface issues as far as, I mean, it's just different. So our kids are somewhat used to it because of our indoor. We do have that kind of surface in our indoor.
No switching to the shoes or anything.
No,
You just go right
no,
in.
it's just no, it's the same. So I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. It's a beautiful campus. If you've never been there, it's a great, great environment, and you'll be impressed with their place for sure. But I don't foresee it to being that big of an issue. Our bigger issue is going to be handling the trip, handling all the things that we can handle, the tangible things like practicing well, which we've done, making sure we're mentally prepared, which I feel like we are, and just controlling the things that we can control, which is blocking and tackling and playing smart football. So again, excited. This is going to be one of the better teams we played at this point in the year. We need to be playing our best football. I think we will play well tomorrow night, and I'll be very disappointed if we're not, because I think we're continuing to improve right now. We should be. I think our best football is still ahead of us, so hopefully we can show that tomorrow.
I hate to talk about the expense because it seems like you're just reeling dollars out to play football, but I guess this is a charter bus trip, and you'll have to, as you move down there, but talk about what you'll do tomorrow and what kind of tell the fans how you'll go about tomorrow.
Well, yeah, it's another big travel expense for us. This has been an expensive year in a lot of ways, and it just, I don't know, it just is what it is. We're going to Memphis one week, and Chattanooga, and we're dealing with the same things everybody else is. But we'll get the charter buses, and we'll have to feed them 3 meals, and it'll be an all-day affair, and thousands of dollars. You don't realize it unless you're in the middle of the operation.
And you can't budget it either. It's hard to budget it because it always goes over, doesn't it, Coach?
It does, and it's just thousands of dollars just to get there, play the game, and come home. And for a high school program, it's hard. And truth be known, we're pretty much reliant on our gates for our budgets. And it's a great thing for our county. It's a great thing for our league. But right now, everybody's playing good football. And I say all that to say that you used to play when one team was really good, and maybe there was one other strong team, but everybody else was just okay. Everybody would load up and go to that one game, and you might knock off a big gate every once in a while. Now, you're going to get good support at all your games, but it's hard to get that knockout game because people are loyal and follow their school, which they should. But we're just that borderline in Murfreesboro where we're big enough to have these big high schools, but still small enough town-wise and enough to do in town that you're not going to draw 6,000 people at every game. And from a budget standpoint,
where traffic's backed up for hours.
Yeah. And that's one of the unique. I don't want to call it a disadvantage, but one of the unique problems that we face at Oakland is, look, we got a beautiful campus. Our stadium looks great right now. I think our facility is outstanding, but we're landlocked and we don't have any parking. And if you've ever tried to come to an Oakland game and you get here, after 6:15, you're going to be a while because it's not a great place to park and there's no good way to get to the stadium. So our setup is just different, and that causes, sometimes in my opinion, it causes the common fan to sit at home and listen to it on the radio or just not go. So, but it's just one of those things we have to deal with budget-wise, and this will be an expensive trip, but it's good for the kids. They handled the White Station trip very well. It's good to get them on a bus, and I think kids are kids, man. You get them on a charter bus, they feel like they're getting to go do something, and we are going to do something. We're going to play a good football team, and like I said, we'll have to play very well if we want to win the game.
Injury-wise, how are you?
We're good. We, Josh Smith is back practicing after his injury that he had against Smyrna. Kyle Oliver knocked his shoulder down against Smyrna, and he's back. He didn't play against Brentwood either. Other than that, with the exception of Tyler, we're as healthy as we can be. So, God's been good to us. We're fortunate right now, and we've been lucky, which you need luck, and we've stayed pretty healthy. Hopefully that will continue moving forward because we've still got some, we've got some big games left on our schedule. And but we're worried, we're just going to worry about going down there and handling business and hopefully playing up to our capabilities. And if we do that, I think we'll be okay.
Any last thing for what fans that are still around here that would like to go see a game? I know tonight you know I'm about to jump out of this chair. We got another Oakland that's going to be doing something tonight on TV. So Rutherford County, I'm sure a lot of TV sets.
Different Oakland, yeah.
Yeah, Cooper Oakland.
Yeah.
But any last thing to the fans? Because me and the wife are going to try to get out there and film you.
I mean, I think it's
it's a must-do to go see this campus. And
it's a great place to go watch a game. I'm excited because I've never played or coached in a game there. Chattanooga's a cool town. You know, my mother-in-law and Coach Crawford from Brentwood, that's now in Cleveland, live in that area. It's a great area to go hang out for a weekend. Hopefully we can win. I can take my daughter to the aquarium and experience Chattanooga on Saturday a little bit. So you don't have anything else to do on a Friday night, so you need to drive. It's just a little bit over at, what is that, Mont Eagle right there?
Yeah, go out
over the hill right there. So hopefully I'm sure we'll have our faithfuls will be there, and it'll be a good atmosphere. It's their homecoming.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
They picked us for their homecoming, so all those little, cliches that you want to use or whatever. But I'm sure they'll have a good turnout too, so it'll be a fun night.
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock our
so
time.
we we'll go a little early, but we get home early, so
That's
there'll
right.
be a little bit of gain, and then we'll do it. Well, tomorrow night, let's all load up. I'm going, so you should too. Then let's all head down to Baylor, the Red Raiders, right?
Red Raiders.
Coach Massey and the Red Raiders. We'll see what head coach Thomas McDaniel and the Oakland Patriots see if they can get their 7th win tomorrow night.